what's up? What is up? That was an intense 30 seconds. Now, I didn't speak on this yesterday because I wanted to let everybody go through their round and see what they had to say. Cam had to say what he had to say, etc. But let's actually go over some very key and vital moments in what Cam Newton was saying. You know, here's some things that a lot of people have missed, because what Cam was saying was quite eccentric. You know, Cam was definitely someone who likes to give context. He's very entertaining and engaging. But let's look at the scenarios, right? When the news first came out, they told me that these were the students. That's what I was, the information was good. Like, oh, these students, they're so bad. Why did they do that to Cam? That was the talk. How dare these students be so disrespectful to Cam Newton? That was what the theory was. That was the running joke. Is how dare this happen to Cam? Cam put himself in this situation. I don't remember Cam telling his students or anybody to jump him. Now, like I said, these camps have been going on for a very long time, over years. And in football, people talk. And Cam talk and engage back with these guys countless times. So what you're seeing sometimes isn't exactly what's transpiring. You feel me? Now, it's not going to be a long, drawn-out conclusion. Cam felt the way that he had to put this in perspective and put it away. Because what Cam don't want to do is hurt the program. What he don't want to do is shame people. What Cam didn't want to do was go out and throw gas on the fire. He saw what they did in their response to the situation. He saw our response to the situation. He saw a lot of different things transpire. But let's take a bigger look at the picture.
Oh, what we got, Cam? It's called what?
News Law. We got to get some
straightening.
Why don't you say some straightening? Let's get a better understanding of the situation.
A better understanding of the situation. Okay. I like how you're using your words, brother, because just like everybody in the world, I want to know. We want to know. We all want to know.
Yes, sir.
What happened with Cam?
First off, before I bring full context to the story, it's important that there's a backstory to this.
Okay. Oh, so it's more to the story.
Yes. Then you think I know and knew exactly who that was.
Okay.
They were former coaches up under my organization, C1N.
Okay.
So we have tenure. There was a lot of different clips that was going on, kids jumping on Cam. These were coaches. These were grown men.
Okay, former coaches.
Former coaches.
Okay.
Correct. I think it was 2018. When they first came around, TJ came first to the organization, and then Steph came, I think, the following year or the second year.
Yeah.
And anybody who knows me, I use football as my way of giving back to the community, right? From camps to tournaments to many other things. And how they began their involvement to the program is just like anybody else. It's not just Steph and TJ, but it was multiple people, coaches, players who have been involved that I just let them come. It's just like, yo, like, come be a part.
It's like an open door.
It's an open door. I will never tell you not to come type shit. You see what I'm saying? I think over the years, their roles expanded because they just kept, showing up, and they were impacting the kids, building great relationships. And also how it morphed was this. When I was in NFL, I never had time to actually show face to the actual kid events. Meaning, like, during my football season, I didn't have time to pull up to the high school football games.
Correct.
I didn't have time to really show face at practice that some of the kids practice.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So I would assign that to my coaches or my staff members. Hey, we need to show face, we need to show support, we need to keep in contact with the parents, we need to keep in contact with the players. You guys let me know what I need to do. This is bigger than football, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I say it takes a village. So for example, one of our parents or a parent may call you. It's sad to say, but if we just being honest, a lot of our kids are being raised in single parent households. So our coaches serve as father figures to these kids. Our coaches serve as male positive role models for these kids. Mm-hmm. A lot of our coaches have been where these players are trying to go.
So he's giving you context right here. And I'm sorry that no notifications went out. There's a bit of a mess today with the PC. You know, whenever I talk about something real, and it's hard to get traction, and come with a sabotage. Now, when we start to look at what people have in context and what Cam is talking about now is the past. He's trying to explain the importance of these coaches to these kids. See, Cam is doing a couple of different things here. He's trying to save the program. He's trying to save and talk to these parents. Let their kids come. He's trying to let the sponsors know. See, it's bigger than that. If you take the approach of going out, lashing back, and you fighting fire with fire, that's going to burn down the whole camp. That's going to burn down the whole sponsorships, and it's over. You know, there's no more camps, no sponsorships, no program for these kids, no outreach for them. Cam like these camps. It make him feel like I'm back in football. So it does something for him. Even though he's donating back to the community, it's doing something for Cam. Well, see, Cam had to be counseled. That's why you don't speak right away. But something happened, everybody's like, why is Cam taking so long? Cam can drop his podcast on any day he feel like. 4th and 1 can come on at any time in the world they want to promote the show. That's not the case here. The narratives always change. And then they try to silence you. It's a whole different experience when you come to what you believe and what you think you believe. No. What I disagree with is a lot of the things that transpire in the communities. But what you were saying right there is another situation. Stupid man. Because you're stupid, let me help you. I'm not a podcaster. Thank you. I'm not on radio. So you seem to have a listening problem. You don't listen. I said that exactly in the video. John said, I haven't been getting notifications all week. Let YouTube know. Send feedback. Hit the send feedback button and say, hey, I've not been getting my notifications for this channel. send my link to the channel and let them know you're not getting your notifications. I can't do anything on my end. I can only do so much. But you guys got to do the work. Right. I'm reading comments on here. I don't run a podcast show. So if I'm paused sometimes, it's because I'm reading your comments and responding. In case you don't know, Mr. Bill, me and Gil has spoke, and we all good now. We ain't best friends. We like, hey, that's my boy Gil. No, it ain't that. Now, let's get back to Cam. Now, Cam is doing one thing, and that is setting the stage. He's letting you know by giving you the backstory. What I do when I tell you something that's going on, I just don't go over what's going on. I give you the context. I go all the way back so that you will have a full understanding as to why things are going on. You'd be like, man, you took a 10-minute thing and took 30 minutes. Yeah, so you can have the full story. Some people like to know the full story. Then you see people jump out here to be first just so they can get clicks and views, but they're telling half of the story. Or they're trying to be so quick, they don't let a response happen in time. You know, if you sit back enough, you'll have a more contextual video, you know. So he's giving you the backstory that these coaches used to work for him years ago. You know, they've been in the camp. They've been working with these kids. This is not somebody he don't know.
So it's natural for them meaning coaches and staff members, to build real relationships with the players.
Right.
So yes, they were a part of that program of C1N, and that's where the familiarity
came from. Okay, so then, like, I know you, right? And I know that you're competitive. C1N is competitive, 707 is competitive.
Yes, sir.
You're competitive as it is. So I know Cam, and I know your competitive spirit and your trash talk. Like, you gonna talk shit. That's just you. Like, you joke, you talk shit to me, you gonna talk shit to everybody. Like,
Right.
that's you. But I never known you to be violent. So, like, even like on or off the field, anything like that, it's like, so what really led to this? You knew these guys, and what led to this?
I think that's a part of sports. You play tennis, you play golf, you play basket weaving, you play cricket, you play whatever sport. Obviously, football is a very physical sport. Now, people may say, what is 707? Okay. Right? 707 is a pass-centric football game that it's not physical, it's just whatever. And it's all in the game. Like, verbal communication is what people use to distract, to deter, to get in another person's head, right? And there was a lot of talking on both sides, on all sides. And let's just put it like that. So I don't want to point the finger and say, well, this person said this or that person said that. It's all in the nature of sports. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And am I saying that this is the first time it happened or the last time it will happen? It's just something that it starts with words and it should have ended with words. Okay. That's it.
Keywords. Same thing I said when it happened. There is no reason this should have came to blows. There is no reason that Cam Newton should have put his hands on him. Period. All of the grounds that people come up with or think about, it makes no sense. Now, what people don't get is that this scenario only happened because Cam was probably getting the best of them in words. And guys wanted to get physical. Now, Cam ain't gonna say who threw the first punch, but he's gonna say this shouldn't have happened on my watch. Period. This should not have happened. Now, I understand what Cam's saying because he's doing his PR work. Cam did nothing wrong. Well, the thing is, they only have 2 instrumentals on here that make sense. Everything else sounds ridiculous. I'm gonna have to make my own instrumentals and bring them up here. But these are the only things that you could really play. Now, here's the part that's devastating to some people, and they might not get it, is what Cam is trying to say is that this should have never happened.
And I think I'm disappointed in myself by letting it escalate to what it did. And that's why I'm apologetic to it. I've seen clips on clips on clips. I've seen, the content that they put out or whatever. The truth of the matter is this. Me being in my position, I should have never put myself in that position. That's just the truth. Because even then, it's like, that shit could have got ugly. Like for real. It could have. And that's why I'm trying to bring the seriousness to this situation. Like, we can laugh about it, we can play, and I will always try to bring humor into something that's lighthearted, but this is a serious situation that.
See, this is what we talked about too. This is what we spoke on. This could have got ugly. It could have got uglier than the Masterpiece sneaker. This could have got real ugly. It's Atlanta. Now, if we're looking at the situation flat out, what did he say? It's me. I can control my emotions. I should have never reacted in that way. Right? I should have never acted in such a way. I shouldn't have reacted. I should have not jumped out. I should have not latched out. I should have not had that kind of approach. I did the right thing. Now, when we look at the full scale, Cam Newton, all he was doing was laying out the foundations of what this could have been. And this is what the interview with those 2 other gentlemen should have been like. Instead of them trying to play victims. They took the victim role. And Cam knew what they were doing. They took no responsibility. They took but how is that going to save the program? Cam's got a responsibility to try to save the Cam and take responsibility for what he can control. Because this could have gotten ugly.
I even seen a clip that said, like, yo, like people are laughing, but they weren't laughing about Nipsey.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? Or call it what you want. It's like, what if serious injury would have happened on either side?
Yeah.
Something happened to me, something happened to them. Now, my 8 children are fatherless now. Because now I'm being sued. Now I got something. It's just bigger than what they say, don't make a rational judgment in the heat of the moment. And there's times where that wasn't even the worst that I've been through. You see what I'm saying? Like, I've rendered my time, and people think like, why is Cam doing this? It's like, no, I cannot. I owe it due diligence. I owe it service to the kids to say like, hey, if I see Cam, this is my opportunity to touch him, to talk to him, to laugh with him, to, compete with him. Yeah. This is the only time that they may see somebody. So dare I say, I'm not going to ever do it again, but I just let that situation escalate in a way that I didn't need to happen.
So you said escalate, right? And so what could you, or how could you have handled that situation differently instead of letting it escalate?
Man, it's so many different things that could have been done, right? First off, I went rogue, man.
Not rogue.
I scrambled, and I should have
stayed in the pocket.
You feel me? But this is what I really want the narrative to be. To every single high school player, to every single person of influence, to every single athlete, use my situation as a way to understand that in one moment, in one decision, your life can change. Just like that.
And let's keep that right there. One decision in 1 second, your life can change. And like he said, I went rogue. Now, what does that mean? He should have stayed in the pocket. But it got to the point where hands had to be put. So, when you start noticing that, you see that for yourself, and you start taking responsibility for the actions, what you're doing now is being an adult. How big or how hurtful would this been to other football programs? How hurtful would it have been if Cam Newton gets to the point to, like, saying something happened, he gets shot? How hurtful is that for all football programs? How distracting is that to the kids? It'll be all over the clips. It'll be all over YouTube. Then everybody want to chime in and say, what a crime. What a hurtful situation. Right? Now, if we go through this motion again, in 1 second, 1 instance, your whole life can change. When you think it's okay to drive home and you're blasted drunk, right? I want you to think about that. You're blasted, you're drunk, and you're out on the road. And you're like, I only live 3 minutes away. I can get home. And just in that moment, you lose control of the car, hit somebody. Your whole life has changed. They lose their life. You could have paralyzed somebody, or worse, you know. That changes the dynamic of everything. It changes the dynamic of everything. Because now the seriousness has sank in. The seriousness has come into play. And in one instance, one bad mistake, one reaction, and it changes your life forever. Just like this could have been very bad.
And I let my emotions get the best of me. And it should not have been called for.
Mhm.
Simple. And with that, I apologize to anybody affected. That's Steph, that's TJ, that's their organization, that's C1N, my organization, that's my players, my parents, my staff members. And when you really debrief from days after, it really puts things into perspective. And I tell you this, my president of my program, Kendall Lowe, person who I have high regards for, he called me, and even though he was empathetic to understanding where I was coming from, he simply said, Ken, that cannot happen. You mean too much to too many people. Too many people are betting on you to keep their lights on. And when he said that, it never mind me as a father. Because when I say peg, I think about you. I think about the kids who look up to me, and also whether they verbalize their appreciation or just stare in amazement. I feel like I let them down. Because I can't sit up here and say, hey, bro, you got to be bigger than that. And then all of a sudden, I do that. And that just goes to show you, you got to always stay in control of your emotions. And that's where the humanistic side came in. And there's no excuse. It's really not. Because it could have been a melee. More violence could have stemmed from that.
Yeah, anything.
And it's just not called for. And on top of that, it's echoing something that's been permeating for years. Black people. Why I gotta be at a black event? You know what I'm saying? And I could easily say, damn, like I can play the victim, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna hold myself to that same standard, bro. To say, like, look, everywhere that I go, people talk. People say, yo, why you didn't jump on the fumble? Hey, yo, Von Miller, your daddy. Hey, yo, like Mac Jones took your job. Hey, yo, Brock Purdy is better than you. Hey, yo, like you a free agent. That's normal. I'm used to playing in front of 100,000 people and millions watching. And I let one person dictate how I feel? No, I can't do that. But I did that day. So yeah, even with that, so talking to KO, Kendall, my girl, when she talked to me, it's like, baby, I'm glad you're safe first. But are you looking at it through the lens of what if one of your hands was free? What if you did punch him? What if you did throw him over the balcony? What if they would have broke your jaw? What if they would have knocked you in a coma? These are things that, yeah, we laugh about. These are things that, yo, like, yeah, Cam hat stayed on. Yeah, some Mashika plug. Yeah, go buy a Mashika hat. Yeah. But I'm lucky to have this opportunity to be standing as a witness to say, don't be like me, be better than me. And I could easily try to advise a kid like, no, bro, don't do that, bro, don't do that, bro, don't do that. But until you're in that position and somebody talking shit to you, it's hard, it's tough, but heavy is the crown. Too much is given, much is required. You can't sit up here and say, oh, I want to be a 5-star recruit, and people can't talk to me. It just doesn't work like it. Don't work like that. You see what I'm saying? So what I learned from this is this. I was gonna do a Funky Friday. I wanted to, have somebody, I wanted to talk to them, but I think it's better served by myself, because it could have really been something that we all didn't want to see happen. Yeah, I apologize, Steph. I apologize, TJ. And I see what y'all doing. I see, and I could call it what it was. It was some words that were said, and I think the words triggered them, and it was words that triggered me.
See? You hear what he just said? I know what y'all doing. 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 You see what I'm saying? I know what y'all doing. Y'all trying to play the victim role, but that doesn't help the program. Playing the victim role is not going to help those kids. You're going to ruin the camp, and that'll be it. So Cam took responsibility and said, I apologize to DJ, and I apologize to you for my actions. They said words that triggered me. I said words that triggered them. And it shouldn't have happened. You see, this is when you take an adult position instead of what they did at that radio station, crying and whining and playing victim. Exactly. So that's all people are trying to do. They're trying to figure out right. He admitted we was talking trash, and I shouldn't have let it get that far.
So with that, I know what they do for the kids. I know their level of commitment to impacting or using their platform for a positive way in the community. Anybody who takes the time to caters to be of service to somebody else, my hat goes off to them. And I know what it's like. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of energy that goes in. It's a lot of effort that goes into making these kids' lives extremely easy. And I don't want these kids, no matter what team you play for, it doesn't matter what sport you play, it could be AAU basketball, it could be football, to take this opportunity for granted, because there are learning tools that could be had in this situation.
So Cam, I mean, obviously there's been a lot of reports, a lot of people had a lot to say, like Cam should stop. He shouldn't be, doing any more 7-on-7. So my question is, are you still going to be committed to 7-on-7 and youth sports?
Absolutely. This is something that I've been doing going on 13, 14 years, and I enjoy this. This is my way of giving back. Why? Because the kids find it amusing and appeasing and wowing to say, man, I played for Cam Newton, or I played with Cam Newton's team, or we played against Cam Newton. But that same energy is reciprocated for me to say, bro, I see so much of me in them, hungry, desiring to say, like, man, this football can take me a lot of places, just like it took me a lot of places. And being around the kids on the buses, being around the kids at the hotels, the Airbnbs, eating the same food that they eat, just being around, that's what I enjoy most. It's not even the football side of it. It's the, hey, coach, hey, what's the first thing you got, coach? Those conversations. Hey, coach, man, let me talk to you, man. Like, I got a girlfriend, coach. Like, she trying to go to college with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the reasons why I'm involved heavily in this space. Because
you see, like I told you, he enjoys what he's doing. Devin Hester just got into the Hall of Fame. And he retired from football, not because he couldn't get another job. He retired from football because he lost the ability to, feel for the NFL. He lost his passion to play football. He wasn't motivated to play it anymore. So when you're not motivated, to play in the NFL anymore, when you're not motivated when you're not motivated to do your job, this is the factors that take place when you're thinking and talking about NFL football. When they talk about all of the massive styles and images and everything else, none of that seems to matter more than None of that matters more than the actual facts that people gotta see when it comes to passion and what makes you go and get up in the morning. These are those things that make you go. Cam has got his motivation through those kids. They give him inspiration, make him feel that feeling he did when he was on the court. So he loves it. He loves it. So I don't blame him.
Because, like I always tell kids, if you no longer can play this game, make it be because of the Cam Newton way. Somebody think that I cannot play at the level that it's subjective.
Yeah.
It's not doing dumb shit that I did this past week, or it's dumb shit being involved in the things that happened this past week. So that's why I cannot stop, Ed.
Yeah.
I have to give my time, and I have to empower, and I have to reach back and bring somebody along and say, dog, it ain't worth it. And now, more than ever, I can prove to them and show them like, bro, that's some dumbass shit that I did. Learn from that. You see all that shit cool. Y'all see me fighting off people. That's not what I want y'all to dwell on. What I want you to dwell on is that if he sucker punched me and knocked me in a coma, my football career is over. If somebody grabbed a pistol out of self-defense, nah, bro, he's 6'5", bro, I can't go toe-to-toe with that. Man, it's over with.
Yeah.
A simple, rational decision of saying like, nah, bro, he disrespecting me, bro. You can't play that. It don't matter if he was a 5-star recruit. It don't matter if you had a scholarship to Georgia. It didn't matter if you had a scholarship to Auburn. That don't matter no more. You're going to jail or you're going underneath the ground.
Yeah.
So I have to use my story to empower the next generation. And that's all I want to do. I want to use what I've been through as information to change the narrative. Because to be honest with you, and I know I'm long-winded, but I have to say this. These are a lot of children's way out of their situation.
Yeah.
They don't have lawyers to look up to. They don't have counselors to look up to. They see street niggas, they see people who are rapping, and they see athletes as people that they look up to. And from an athlete, I'm going to tell them, bro, listen, stay focused. Eat, sleep, perfect your craft of whatever you want to do. You can't do both. I never seen Lil Wayne on the football field. I never seen 2 Chainz in the back. Like, they had to commit to something and commit to it and do not get distracted, because the distractions are out there. And it's not the ones that you see, it's the ones that you don't see. And nobody sees a bad opportunity coming, they just see it going.
Let that sink in. That is key. Nobody sees a good opportunity coming. They see it when it's gone. You see? This is why he does it. And this is why the message is so loud. Because all these people who didn't care about Cam was overrated as a football player, Cam was this, Cam was that. Where they at now? Where are they now? And why haven't they been around? You see, these are the narratives in which now, if I sat there and I told people more often about situations that have occurred and why these situations still play out the way they do, people will be surprised. And you know why they'll be surprised? Because they're not going to understand that Cam Newton is just like everybody else. So now that you realize that Cam Newton is like everybody else, he's a human. He don't have these emotions like everybody else. It's not true. He's a human being. He get emotional, and believe it or not, your favorite human being has to go to the bathroom and do a number 2. Some part of the day, they had to go in the bathroom, drop their pants, sit on the toilet, and take a dump. I don't care how fine you think they are, how perfect of a human being they are, they had to do it. They're human. All right. Now, where does this take us as human beings? It takes us to a different place. It takes us to a place of a narrative that we want to escape a lot of times. A lot of times we don't want the responsibility that comes along with the decisions we make. We don't want a lot of the pressures that come along with the decisions we make. We want everything to be peaches and cream. We don't want anything disturbing our peace. And because of that, we're not willing to make the sacrifice. So, on that note, I'm going to say thank y'all. Don't forget to go check out 4th and 1 with Cam Newton on his YouTube page. This is a fair use act. We're using this, only giving commentary on the clip. Support Kwame Brown Bust Life and Carcino for Life, the Patreon. And we got something wild coming on the Patreon in just probably about 20 minutes. And y'all gonna be blown away. I'm out.